Well, the picture on the left was generated by Gemini Nano Banana Pro, but the picture on the right was generated by a new model from Black Forest Labs called Flux.2 Pro. So this new model is actually quite similar to Gemini Nano Banana Pro. It is a model that you can use to generate and edit a picture. You can also use the model to reference up to 10 images, and not to mention it is able to render text, and it is being powered by some large language model in the background, so it can understand your prompting a lot better, just like Gemini Nano Banana Pro. But I'm sure that after seeing these examples or comparison, it is safe to say that Gemini Nano Banana Pro is still a lot better compared to the Flux.2 Pro model. But that doesn't mean that this new model is completely useless, because there are some really cool features that you can access on this model, and these are not yet available in the Gemini platform. So in this video, I'm going to show you on how you can actually generate a picture using the Flux.2 model, alongside with some really cool features that you can access on this platform. So let's get into it. First, let's navigate to playground.bfl.ai. That's the URL of the website. Now, this website is kinda broken for some reason. I don't know why, but there is a good chance that when you're creating a free account using your email address, you cannot log in with the email and password that you just created earlier. So I do recommend to just register using your Google account, because it is more reliable. So that's actually a problem that I do notice from many months ago, and somehow even today it's not yet fixed. But anyway, after you have logged into your account, you'll see something that looks like this. It is actually not very complicated. The website is kind of simple. You can see some examples down here, and on the left side there are some menus, like you can generate a picture right here. You can also use the fill feature to add or remove anything from the picture, and also there is the expand menu, where you can use the AI to expand or change the aspect ratio of the picture. Essentially, you can add more scene into the original picture. And there are some other shortcuts like history, asset, presets, instructions, tags, etc. But I'll just focus on the image generation tool. So right here, I want to try something that I haven't tried before, which is use the text rendering capability of the Flux.2 Pro model. And this is the prompt that I'm going to use. So it is actually not very complicated, and hopefully you can generate a picture with accurate text. Now here, you can select the aspect ratio, you can select the model for the image generation. There are plenty of models, but I'll just use the Flux.2 Pro model, which is the biggest model at the moment. And you can select the aspect ratio. Now, this one is very interesting because you can actually specify a very specific and uncommon aspect ratio. So you can use this slider, and this is actually not something that you can do in Gemini. In Gemini, you can only generate or choose aspect ratios that are fixed, like 16:9, 9:16, 3:4, etc. But here you can specify the size of the picture, and that's definitely very interesting. Now it can generate up to 2K picture, but from my testing, somehow it is very slow, so I'll just stick with 1024. And it is significantly faster, and yeah, it is also faster than Gemini Nano Banana Pro because of the lower resolution. And after that, you can click this, and you can choose how many images that you want to generate per one generation. You can create up to 4, but here I'll just use 2 images. And after that, you can send a message and just wait for the AI model to create the pictures. So this process will take probably about 20 seconds, and it is indeed faster, but remember, I'm using a much lower resolution. So if I want to be fair, and I'm using the 2K resolution just like in Gemini Nano Banana Pro, it's going to be very slow. Okay, we get something here that looks very simple, and yeah, I think it is correct. There is no error on this picture. Yeah, because the infographic was so simple. If I'm sending this prompt to Gemini Nano Banana Pro, it's going to create a complete infographic with all of those details and icons. So I'm not really complaining. That's That's a very simple prompt. That's why the picture here is very simple. So overall, it is able to generate the picture. Now I'm going to generate another picture, and this time I want to create something else. Let me just use this prompt. I'm going to remove this. Let me just paste and generate another image. And later I will talk about how you can modify the pictures that were generated using the Flux.2 model. There is a built-in editor tool that is again not yet available in Gemini, where you can essentially select the area that you want to modify and then tell AI about to change that in the picture. Okay, so we got this picture. I think it looks great. And if you want to modify the picture, there are two ways you can do it. You can click this edit button and it will bring you to the home page, and then you can specify or use the text description about the thing that you want to modify. Or you can also use this option to select the area and then tell AI to maybe change that object or perhaps remove that object from the scene. Now in this case, I want to remove this plant from the scene. Okay, I'm going to tell AI to remove the object from the picture. You can choose the setting. Now, I'm not really an expert, so I'm not going to pretend that I know what are the meanings behind these. So I'll just use the default settings. The only thing that I know is that you can choose how many images that you want AI to generate. I guess I'll just use up to maybe 3 images, and let me just send the message and just wait. By the way, I forgot to mention that when you're creating a free account on this platform, you'll get 50 image credits. So that's decent, but remember, unlike in Gemini, where you can get more credits every day, on this platform you can only generate 50 images, and that's about it. After that, you have to buy credits, and that's not free. That's not something that people willing to do. So that's very limited, and that's why Flux is mostly popular among developers because of its flexibility. Anyway, we got the results. This is the first iteration. Okay, the second one, and then the third one. My request was to remove that, but somehow it is not removing. It is just replacing that item with another item. So it is not very perfect, but at least we got something that we got a tool that we can use to select the object quite accurately if you want to make some changes on the picture. So yeah, that's essentially how you can generate some pictures using the Flux platform, using the Flux.2 model. So yeah, it is not quite good in my opinion compared to Gemini Nano Banana Pro, but I think it is still a decent alternative. And as you mentioned, you can create a picture without that annoying watermark on the picture. So that's how you can generate a picture using the Flux.2 Pro model via the platform, the playground platform of Black Forest Labs. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on my next video. I wish you a great day ahead.